Welcome back to On the Bench. I'm your host, Talon McDowell, alongside with
Kemper Gehring,
Adley Wilkerson,
and our special guest, Benton alumni and Benton Sports Marketing alumni,
Trey Mull.
Today, first, we're going to talk about the boys basketball win last night versus Chillicothe. They won 50-47 in an overtime matchup.
Talon,
What?
I gotta ask you. You're on the boys basketball team. How did it feel to get that win last night?
Well, we started off the season 0-2, so we needed that. It was a big win for us, big confidence booster. We have a tough game coming up, so we needed a big boost there.
Yeah, so I also heard you guys maybe had switched around who's starting and figured out some little kinks within your game and got a real nice team win last night.
We're still figuring stuff out. The starting lineup is changing, but, we're just going to keep going.
Sounds good, sounds good. So let's talk about your next game. Who do you play next?
Play Platte County Saturday at 11:30. It's a really tough matchup. We dropped both games to them last year. Played them in the summer. Really hard games during the summer. I think we split with them in the summer. So it's gonna be tough.
So this is at the Savannah tournament, correct? Yeah. And then you turn around and play Platte County at home on Tuesday, right?
Yes.
So it will be interesting to see what happens. Hopefully you guys get to take both away.
Yeah. We don't like losing at home, especially against Platte County. Boone has a special
rivalry.
Yeah.
Rivalry. Yeah. Okay, well, since we're talking about boys basketball, let's head into girls basketball. Adley, you want to talk to us about that?
Yeah, so tonight we are playing the championship game versus Pembroke Hill at 5:30 in the Savannah tournament.
Yes, and I've heard that you guys are the only undefeated team left in the tournament. Talk to me about that. How does that feel?
So Smithville, we got past them pretty easily. And then Wednesday's game against Chillicothe, we had a really rocky start. Just for some reason we weren't communicating and everything, but Michaels was in halftime was telling us, "What's up? Get your crap together." And I don't know, something just clicked and we started going harder. And we were clicking plays wise, and then we just got ahead. We were down by 15 at one point, and to still win is insane to me. But
that's good. I mean, comeback wins are always a little bit sweeter than the rest of them. But it's good to hear that you guys are still undefeated. It sounds like you're going to have another strong season this year.
Yeah.
Hope to keep the undefeated season going.
Yeah, that's it's not rare, but the past two seasons, the girls teams have gotten off to a rocky first couple games, and this year to come out 3-0, it's got to feel good.
Yeah, honestly.
Exactly. Now we'll talk about some wrestling. I know it's the girls, but Kemper, do you got any insight on that at all?
Yeah, so the girls will wrestle at 5 p.m. today at Pleasant Hill. It'll just be a one-day tournament for them today. It'll probably last for a couple hours, but they'll make the trip back tonight. And then the boys wrestling team, it'll be a 2-day tournament for them. They're traveling down there right now. They'll also start at 5, and then tomorrow they'll probably start pretty early, probably around 8 or 9.
So what's this tournament like? I know it's a lot of teams and a lot of different schools. What's it like to compete in that?
Yeah, it's a really big tournament, and it's our first big tournament of the year, and it feels pretty good, getting that first tournament out of the way, getting it going, and kind of paves the way for the rest of the season.
So Kemper, you're a wrestler. How do you feel this season started, and how do you feel it might go for you?
The team's still really young. We have a lot of freshmen, sophomores. So the first try wasn't great, but a lot of good things to improve on and work on.
I have a question for you. So the boys are wrestling tonight at 5, and then tomorrow probably pretty early, 9 a.m., 8 a.m. What's the difference between a late night meet and an early morning?
So the late night meets, I would rather have an early meet because you can get up and just go right at it instead of just having to think about it all day long.
Yeah.
But the overnight tournaments are always fun because you get to stay in a hotel and
yeah.
So
Best part.
Be with your team, great
Yeah.
team
Yeah.
bonding.
Friends. Yeah.
So, that's great to hear. good luck to all the teams this week. You know, hopefully we come home with a bunch of wins from the tournament, and then a win from girls basketball, and a championship trophy to go with that, and a nice win for the boys as well to set off that Tuesday home game.
Yep. Okay, now I'd like to talk to you about your business, Glitch Productions.
Yes, so me and another Benton sports marketing alumni, Connor Timmons, have recently started our own photography and videography business. We were both inspired through this class. Again, we didn't have all the stuff they have now, like the podcast and all that, but we had very little and we loved it and caught on to it real fast. And so we just decided to make the most out of it. And recently, you know, we got contracted through Benton to do the basketball hype videos and the wrestling hype video. And we are also signed on by Missouri Phenom AAU girls basketball team. So it's really been a dream come true, honestly. We just started being serious in October, got our LLC license, and then it just clicked after that. You know, everybody was eager to hire us, and they were just ready for us. So it's been, like I said, a dream come true. I couldn't have imagined a better start. And our main alleyway is sports, but however, we do just about anything. So we do photography for senior pictures and family photos, but like I said, we're mainly in sports and typically high school sports around this area. But yeah, we've been at the Jamboree taking pictures and videos, and hopefully, if the girls make it down to a third year in a row and, you know, come out with a ring, we'll be down there taking some photos as well. And if Kemper, you make it down to that trip this year, you know, we'll be down there for you. Actually, the reason Connor's not here with us today is because he's in Columbia right now, taking photos of LeBlanc, North Andrew, and East Buck as they are in state right now as well. So,
weren't you guys the original sports marketing class? Was that
yes.
You were the first.
So my junior year, our junior year, we were the first making of the sports marketing class. And actually, a cool thing about Connor is the principals pulled him out of a class his sophomore year and told him we were going to have this class next year, and that they really brought it here for him, because this is right up his alleyway, and this was something they thought he was really good at and could do for the rest of his life. And, you know, ever since then, it's just been a dream come true. Yeah. So, yeah, we were the first ever original sports marketing class, and then we started the first ever sports show, which, you know, ultimately gave the idea for this podcast. So, yeah, it's just been a crazy ride since then, and Joey, Coach Hendricks, has just been phenomenal and helped us out so much, and along with Miss Davis, you know, they've just been a blast to work with, as well as Goody. I mean, they've helped us out and made us as successful as we are, and they continue to help us. So I love to come in here and talk to you guys and give back to the people that gave to us.
Okay. Do you guys have any questions for him?
So you know how you're like the real OG. So, how do you feel like, since like you kind of like birthed this, like we have like the podcast now, like we have so many new things. Like, how do you feel about that?
I think it's amazing. It's so cool. Yeah, coming back today and seeing all the equipment you guys have compared to what we had is just amazing. And I know Hendricks loves it, and so I'm proud. I'm happy for him that he gets to build the program he loves to do and stuff like that. So it's just cool seeing all the new alleyways you guys have and what you can really do with it, you know, and thinking if I was here in this time, you know, I couldn't imagine how much I would love, you know. I've said all day today, I'm like a kid in a toy shop or a candy shop. I'm just going crazy seeing all the new stuff. So it's really cool just to be back at your roots and seeing how far stuff has grown.
Especially because we're in a completely different room, even
Yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah.
Way
Everything's
bigger.
changed.
Yeah,
We were in
everything.
a small little classroom on the second floor, and now you have like 3 combined.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And you weren't even like, you graduated 2 years ago. Like, this wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah, exactly.
So the fact that it's grown this big in such a short amount of time.
Exactly, and the money that's been put into it is just insane.
How much we're actually investing into this program.
Right.
It actually helps like students a lot. Gives them a different pathway.
Oh, yeah,
Exactly what you're doing.
Exactly, and you know, me and Joey have talked, it would be a great way, and the reason for us coming on today is to show you, like, this does help kids out. It leads to an actual career and stuff. And so the more and more you get here, the more and more they can see how actually they could get interested into it.
Yeah.
And so that's just great to show kids the different pathways they can take and stuff like that. Because you don't really get to experience most of this stuff and real world stuff until you get to college.
Yeah.
And so experience it earlier, might influence more kids to go get a degree in something like this.
I agree. Well, I think that's it.
Yes, Glitch Productions is having an opening party December 9th, next Friday. Everybody listening and in this room is welcome to come. It's at 520 Francis Street downtown in the old Light and Power building. There will be beverages and snacks. Please come by. Everybody's welcome. We just want to, introduce you to our new studio and office and show off a little bit what we can do, and just welcome all of our friends who want to support us and help us. So if you're listening, tuning in, feel free to come. It starts at 7 p.m. Just come join and have a good time.
Okay. Now, this is On the Bench, and I'll see you tomorrow with the recap of the sports games.